NOLA Film Scene.
Hello, welcome to NOLA Film Scene with TJ and Plaideau.
I'm TJ.
And as always, I'm Plaideau.
Okay, we're back with NOLA Film Scene with TJ and Plaideau. TJ, how you been, man?
I've been doing pretty good. We've been pretty gainfully employed here recently, haven't we?
Oh, yeah. If we got paid for all the movies we've been doing, nobody'd ever see me again.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Would they see you?
Well, they might see me on screen.
I think they would see you
I think you're
on
right.
screen.
No, my plan is foiled already.
We might need to rework some engineering on that one.
Now you got me thinking again. It's review time. We want to share with you some of the things we've been watching and enjoying and give you some recommendations.
So we wanted to bring you an episode where we talk about things that we've been watching. I get some inspiration from stuff that we watch. We've been kind of busy, but we still find time to watch stuff. I've been watching a lot of the Olympics lately. Everybody in my family has different events that they like to watch. My son and daughter both are swimmers, so we've been watching a lot of swimming. I like the action sports. I like watching the BMX bikes and the skateboarding. I grew up doing both of those. Was never a competitor, and I didn't do the kind of stuff that they're doing in the Olympics, but I enjoyed doing that stuff when I was a kid. I like a lot of the sports. There's not much that I won't watch if it's on.
Very cool.
Have you been watching any?
I have not. I just haven't had the time, mostly with my work schedule, working 7 days a week, the acting, and the heat in New Orleans. I step outside the bar just to do a walk around. Might take me 15 minutes to half an hour. I'm drenched in sweat. It affects my asthma, and I am wiped out for the rest of the day. It's terrible. We're going through 4 days of record heat right now. I don't know if you had seen that, TJ, and then the heat index, I don't even want to talk about. But I did see Simone Biles on her floor routine jumped 12 feet in the air.
That's insane.
It's phenomenal. I mean, if I could train for acting as hard as she does for gymnastics, I'll be taking this whole business over.
There'd be no question. Yeah.
No, I mean, I train, but I don't. She's putting me to shame, and probably a lot of us too, because that's what she does.
I mean, that's twice my height. That's almost 3 times her height. I don't remember her height, but I think she's right at 5 feet tall, maybe just a little bit shorter. Yeah. And to be able to do that is just, I can't fathom it.
No.
I don't think I could jump that high with one of those little mini trampolines. That's incredible.
I don't think I could land from 12 feet no matter how I got up there.
Right. For sure.
I was scared just getting on and off that horse, and I think that was only 6 feet high.
Yeah, I mean, that's a long way down.
I will say, in my defense, although I'm definitely not limber, those canvas pants have no give. So I had to use a step ladder behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen, and then
none, no give.
No give. I got my leg up to where the saddle was, and then I had to hike it up to make my leg be able to bend, and then physically grab the pants and put it over the saddle and slid in. But I got up there and I didn't fall, so.
Well, when they tacked my horse up, I think the girth they were using was not quite big enough. They said the horse I was on was kind of fat. And when I went to step up, and I'm experienced, I've been riding horses since I was a kid. And this is the first time in my life I think this has ever happened. I went to step on it and the saddle shifted.
Oh. I didn't see that.
And it shifted all the way and my foot almost hit the ground. They re-cinched it and it was good to go after that. And they said, as long as you don't run, you should be fine. So the whole time I'm thinking, I hope this horse does not have a mind of its own because I don't want to fall off.
Yes, sir. Are there any good movies or shows you'd like to recommend?
Well, after Matt made the decision that we were going to do a Western for the 7 and 7, I started watching a lot of Westerns. First, I watched the original, The Magnificent Seven, Yul Brynner, Steve McQueen. It just doesn't get any better than that.
Right.
I just think of them as the old original cowboys, And then I watched the updated version of The Magnificent Seven, which our friend Billy Slaughter was in.
Yes, sir.
That was really cool to see. That is such a good movie. Chris Pratt is so incredibly funny. There are some scenes that I rewound and watched a couple times. That was an all-star cast. The whole movie, everything from the scene in the church through the end. There were a lot of people from Louisiana in that film. I watched a lot of Westerns once we knew the genre. Trying to think of some of the other ones. I rewatched, and it had been years since I saw it. I've been watching a lot of Tarantino movies lately, and I watched The Hateful Eight. I hadn't watched it since it first came out. Tarantino is just so talented.
Yes.
So I've been on a Tarantino kick lately. I think I've watched 4 of his films in the last 3 weeks or so. And documentaries. I've been watching a lot of documentaries lately.
Cool. Before we get to documentaries,
Yeah.
you reminded me of Westerns. And I didn't watch Tombstone for the festival, but I had just watched it like 2 months ago. Even though we're streaming, that's one of those remote droppers. So if you were flipping through cable and saw that movie, you didn't go anywhere else. And I love that movie.
Yeah.
The new one I watched was Bone Tomahawk with Kurt Russell. Have you ever seen that one?
I did. I saw it when it first came out, maybe when it was first released on video, and I didn't really care for that one.
It does get graphic. There's one with Tommy Lee Jones and Kate Blanchett, I think. Oh, he's her father. He's been away for a long time. Her daughter gets kidnapped, and then they have to go rescue the child. We're going to pause. I'm going to look it up.
While you're looking that up, I had forgotten that Billy was in The Magnificent Seven, and I was just watching it just to get some inspiration for Western. And I'm like, holy crap, that's Billy.
Yeah. Kate Blanchett, Tommy Lee Jones, called The Missing. That was a really good one. Oh, News of the World with Tom Hanks. That one was different, and I liked it a lot. He's a man, I think he used to be a teacher. He comes back from war, and he tours the Old West reading newspapers, because a lot of people couldn't read back then. So it was like a show, and they would throw their nickels or pennies or whatever it was, and that's how he made his money town to town. Really good story.
Interesting. Yeah. I've not seen that one. Another one I watched recently was Montford the Chickasaw Rancher on Netflix, and that was a really good film. It was about justice. It was about the way Native Americans were mistreated. The Union soldiers were just coming in and taking their property, killing people. So Montford was played by Martin Sensmeyer. Dermot Mulroney was in it. Tommy Flanagan was in it.
Wow.
And James Landry Hebert played the bad guy, the Union soldier bad guy that was harassing them. He was in 1883. He played one of the good guys in that, and it was really interesting to see him in 2 different period piece Westerns play a really bad guy and a really good guy. And he looked completely different from one film to the other. Both of them, well, 1883 was a miniseries, not a film, but you get my point. Both were really well done, I say.
Nice. Another one that I just saw on Netflix, and it's not a Western, but it is a period piece. Wicked Little Letters, starring Olivia Colman. She is phenomenal as always. So it's based on a true story, and I don't know how accurate it is because it's based, right? A town in England, the people were receiving these horrifically obscene letters. And they were very staunch and very, I guess, prudish, very proper. And so the things that they were reading would make people blush today.
Yeah.
And there was a woman, I don't want to give anything away, but I think this is in the trailer, a woman who was kind of rowdy, let's say, and she got blamed for it. But the story was really good. I mean, anything Olivia Colman does is awesome, but the cast was phenomenal. The story was great, kept you going. Wicked Little Letters.
Well, folks, thanks for joining us. We just wanted to get together and throw out a few recommendations of movies and TV series we've been watching recently, some things that we've drawn some inspiration from on projects we've worked on, and just bring you along for the ride a little bit. All right. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us.